Hello, everybody. My name is Oscar Ornelas, and I will be chatting here with my brothers in Spain. I've been blessed to be able to go to the Iberian Peninsula a few times, and I get a chance to play with these amazing musicians. We have Charlie drummer on the drums, of course, Miguel on the bass, and Pablo on the guitar. And I really want to say hello, guys, and thank y'all so much. I know it's the evening over there for y'all, so
Hello, Oscar.
it's the
Nice
morning
to
for.
meet
Hello,
you.
Oscar.
No, it's the afternoon here. It's the afternoon. It's
Yeah.
like
No, I woke up. I woke up.
almost five.
I had an alarm set for 6 a.m. over here because I wanted to get up, get early, and get going and everything. And then I just kept hitting snooze, and I really was just letting it get ahead of me. But no, I'm here, man. So how's everything going today? As far as like getting there, is traffic okay? I know Charlie had to take a taxi up there.
Mm. Well, it was kind of easy. There's no much
I can tell
much
you.
traffic.
Yeah,
I
don't
know
know
exactly
I drove from the Sierra to Madrid and no problem.
Okay,
There
good, yeah.
wasn't too much traffic now.
So, how is that look? And how is that looking up there, Pablo? Because I know in North Madrid there was the big forest fires that they said about 10 years ago.
Yes, there's every summer
Yeah.
we have those fires every
Oh yeah.
summer.
Oh okay. Every year.
Uh,
Okay. I
it's
remember
very
driving through.
dry. You have fires every summer.
Yeah.
Big fires.
No, we have that here in like California has it bad. Colorado has it as well. And then Miguel, ¿cómo estás, mi hermano?
Muy bien, aquí estamos, esperándote.
Sí. So I want to get started just to briefly introduce everybody. Charlie, would you get started with you since you're on my left? Just tell me first and foremost where you were born and what was the first instrument you played.
Well, I was born in Madrid, in the city actually,
Yeah.
the capital. And the first instrument I played was violin.
Oh, violin. Really? What?
Yeah.
Where did you learn violin?
In a school. But I had one teacher that it was kind of tough with me.
Yeah.
I was so little boy, and he made me hate music actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he made me hate music for a while, and I mean, I became a drummer. That's
Yeah.
how that's the damage he did.
That's what he said. Oh, brother. No, so
From
how
violin to drums, you see, it's
Yeah.
like he really fucked me hard.
how many years did you play? How many years did you play the violin?
About 3.5, something like that.
Oh, really? Okay. And then, so what was when you started playing violin in Spain? When they taught you, so when you learned the staff notes, so here in America, we learn do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and that's translated over there as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But when you name like key signatures, one thing I found interesting is, so like will you say the key of C, but you
Yeah,
will
we
use the
say
key.
la clave do.
You'll say do at times, and that's you also used in the Latin music scene over here in Americas. That's interesting. So
Yes.
what was the very first piece of music that you learned on violin, Charlie?
Oh, I don't
No.
remember. I was a little child,
Yeah.
man. I don't remember, man.
Twinkle,
Probably
twinkle, little star.
It's a child song, something like that,
Yeah.
or no, like
I played.
something like that, something easy.
Yeah. Oh,
One of those.
And Miguel, where were you born, Miguel?
In Madrid,
In Madrid. And then what was the very first instrument you played?
many years ago.
No necesito that information. Save it. No, brother. I know you're like 39 years old, right? 39 años. No, Miguel, what was the very first instrument you played, brother?
The guitar.
The guitar? And how old were you?
I still play the guitar.
Oh, yeah, see.
Loving
Well,
No,
how
he
old were
plays
you?
very well.
it. The guitar, no.
Yeah. Do you know how old you were when you first started playing guitar?
No, no, okay, no.
And about 11,
11 years old, see?
10, 11 in the school.
Oh, okay. When did you learn like the classical music first?
See, with the son of teacher of music.
Sí. Yeah.
Con el profe
Yeah.
de música.
Sí.
Y
Yeah.
luego ya
Pero era piezas clásicas.
Sí, sí, clásico en inglés, claro.
Hell yeah. And
Classic.
when
Rock no.
what was the first rock and roll music you remember, Miguel?
Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan?
Sí.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, no, I love
So
Bob Dylan.
imagine if to me in the perfect
Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Shape.
Bob Dylan.
Shape. Do you know Shape of the Bob Dylan?
Which one's that?
Sí, ¿es el álbum?
Sí, que sale de así.
The álbum, ¿cómo se dice?
Shade, Shade, Shade.
De salvar.
Shade.
Shade, oh, okay.
Shade, sombra.
Yeah.
Of Bob Dylan.
So, very first Bob Dylan song that I remember hearing was like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
That was one of my
Yeah,
favorites. Yeah.
probably.
And then
Yeah.
when I found out that he wrote some of the Jimi Hendrix songs, like "The Wind Cries Mary," you know, and then was "All Along the Watchtower."
I love the Watchtower. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Oh, all of the Watchtower hits. I love that song very much.
Yeah.
All right, Pablo. Now I'll get to you, brother. Now, please, tell everybody where you were born because it's very. I love it. This is one of my favorite stories. Pablo, tell me all about your life.
I was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And tell me about your musical experiences growing up there, because I know Buenos Aires has a very rich music scene, very rich music history,
yes,
world-class
it's
musicians.
always been from a long time ago a very it's a music city.
Yeah.
You got a lot of shows to see.
Yeah,
Even nowadays, no, they are in the lockdown right now.
yeah,
Absolutely lockdown, but it's a very it's very rich. Yes, the scene up there.
no, it's amazing.
A lot of musicians.
Yeah,
And you have the music from the city. I mean, the official music will be tango. No?
yeah. Oh, tango.
That would be
Yeah.
yes. But tango has serious musicians. They are very good.
It's like their classical music essentially, right?
Yes, it's
their
put on
tradition.
classical music. It's a music
Yeah,
that's been brought to Argentina from Europe.
yeah.
Argentina is a country of immigration.
Oh
made of
yeah. No, I mean,
immigration.
really, I love
So it's a mixture of European music.
Yeah.
That's the origin of tango.
I can see that, yes, sir. No, and really, I love South America. South America has a very rich history as well, you know, and there a lot of great things have come out of South America. Pablo, when did you move? How old were you when you moved to Madrid?
When I was 25.
25. So
now,
yeah,
43, so almost 20 years.
yeah. No, man, I love hearing about when you first got to Madrid, having to haul that amp up the stairs, you know, just the struggles of that.
A twin brother,
Yeah.
a big twin brother, you know,
Oh yeah.
pushing it up 4 floors up the stairs because there was no elevator for a very little flat
Yeah.
downtown Madrid. Yeah.
And give me the name of that neighborhood that you lived in when you got to town. What was it?
Lavapiés.
That's it. Lavapiés.
Lavapiés.
Sí. No, I
Yeah,
love the
they were-
Lavapiés. Immigration.
Feet washer. The translation.
So Pablo, what was the very first gig that you had on guitar in Buenos Aires?
The very first gig. Okay, I was about 14.
14? Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of music was it?
It was a pop music,
Yeah.
and it was a singer, a girl singing,
Yeah.
and guitar, only guitar.
Oh,
I
nice.
was doing the comping, you know.
Yes. That's what's up.
That was my first gig.
How did you make any money off that gig?
No money, no.
Yeah. No, none of us. And Miguel, tell me about your very first gig.
Primer bolo.
¿Y cuántos?
Pues con 15, ¿me puedes traducir un poco?
15
About
years old.
15 years.
15
You're
years
15? Yeah.
In school, in the
Was it
school.
was it guitar? Bajo?
Guitar.
Yeah.
The bass.
How old are you when you started playing the bass, Miguel?
¿Qué edad tenías cuando empezaste con el bajo?
Pues como 18, 19.
18, 19.
Oh, okay. Rock and roll? Was that what you first?
Todo. Y luego ya.
Yeah. And Charlie, brother, tell me about your very first gig you had and how old you were.
Oh, my first gig was in a pub. It was owned by the father of one friend,
Yeah.
and we made a gig there in that pub, and it was horrible. Totally, totally horrible.
Yeah.
But we did it, and okay, and it was rock and roll and
Yeah.
covers and all the stuff, and
I
it
love
was a lot of fun, but it was terrible, terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Everything about
No, I have
You know.
I have that's
it. That was the beginning.
I have those. I think my very first rock and roll gig, I was like, I think about 16. It wasn't even a traditional gig. It was more of like an audition. I had a band I had a band with my brothers and some other friends and stuff. So like we had to put on a show to try to get this gig at the bar. And we ended up playing like the 9 songs. So we had 9 songs only, and we played those 9 songs. We thought it went well, but then it was like they liked us, but they're like, hey, we need you to play, but you need 3 hours of music. And I was like, I got these 9 songs. So we didn't end up getting that gig picked up. But it was an interesting experience. And then I found out, you can play those gigs that are only like 45 minutes, and you make no money, of course, but they're a lot of fun. That's a trip. So we'll circle back over it to you, Charlie, on this next question, because what I wanted to ask you is on a personal level, what representation, like music wise, I know you are a musician, that is your life. Where does the inspiration come for you to be a musician and continue to push on in this world, especially like 2020 and beyond?
That's a very complicated question.
Good. I'm trying to hit you with this one.
Yeah, it's a very complicated question.
Yeah.
What pushes like the easy way to answer this is like, yeah, music fuels me, makes me feel something special, and yes, it does, and yeah, that's one of the main reasons. Sometimes you have to remember why you started this. Sometimes you lose the north, your guide.
Yes, of course.
And you have to remind to yourself, like, why the fuck I'm hitting these drums with these sticks, why I'm doing this,
Yeah.
But actually, it's something that at the end, it's that easy that makes me happy.
Yeah, I hear you, brother.
And I think that's something that's very good, because as long as you get older, you begin to forget things that really makes you happy. It's okay. I like this. Like I like eating an ice cream. A chocolate ice cream in the middle of the summer. That's fucking joyful for me. But sometimes you forget those things.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Music for me is something that, objectively speaking, makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be dead anyway, one day. So at least I will try to be some happy meanwhile, in this crazy life world.
I know, right? And so just to stay with you on this question, Charlie, because I know you're active as well in the Madrid music scene. What does the Madrid music scene look like for the rest of this 2020 calendar year?
Oh, it's like we don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we try to keep going, and there's important pubs, like Gruta 77. They started their gigs again, and they made a post about how important it is for them, psychologically speaking. Sorry for my English.
I understand that.
Yeah, because being stopped, that suddenly your life stops. As a musician, as a guy who owns a place for gigs, and all this thing, everything stops.
Yeah.
So we are trying to adapt to the new situation, and it's going to be tough. The thing is, we are planning the concerts, but we never know. Maybe next week there's no concert.
I hear you. Yeah. No, I haven't. I've been similar over here in the Austin scene. Unfortunately, right now it's weird. I don't want to get too much into the semantics of the whole situation, really, but the Austin, Texas. There's gigs out there right now. People are out there playing gigs in Texas during all of this chaos right now. I know it may sound crazy, and but there's people out there, and the only musicians I know who are doing those gigs need the money. You know, they're broke. There's we don't have a safety net as much, you know, as our European brothers do over here. You know, so. But I'll go to Miguel on this next question. Miguel, what is your favorite style of music to play? Because you have a very wide background. So your favorite style of music, Miguel.
¿Cuál es el estilo de música
¿Qué
que
más te representa?
Sí, me puedes traducir porque no tengo la
And also,
experiencia.
Miguel, I also know you're in that Beatles, the Beatles cover band as well. Sí,
Bueno, yo es que he tocado de todo.
Dime.
He has played everything.
Yeah.
Muchas cosas malas también.
Sí.
A lot of bad stuff.
Y en cada costa siempre he encontrado algo buenísimo.
And he always found something awesome in each style.
Yeah, I love it.
Entonces es muy difícil poder decir eso porque no me encuadro en ningún sitio. La calidad está en cualquier parte.
It's hard to say because there's a lot to choose, and the quality, you know, the things that are great are everywhere.
Yeah.
So he cannot choose one style in particular because all of them.
One question I have for Miguel. I know Charlee and Pablo write their own music, but Miguel, have you ever composed your own music?
Sí.
Sí.
Aunque me he dedicado a tocar con todo el mundo.
What's it like?
Tengo muchos bocetos guardados y tengo unas 7 canciones mías que ya las oirás, pero es que no me ha dado tiempo más.
Okay, he said that even that he has played with everyone.
Yeah.
He also composed by himself. He has 7 songs that.
Oh yeah.
It's good to know that.
That you will hear one day.
Yes.
He does compose.
I got you, brother. I got you on that. All right, and now I'll go over you to Pablo on this next question. So I know, you come from a musical city. You have a musical background. You were trained, right, classically, or you learned in jazz, right, primarily, or was it classical guitar?
Yes, I was trained in jazz.
Okay.
And I have classical information since I was a child because my mother plays piano, classic piano.
Yes, that's right.
Very well. She studied. I mean, she never worked professionally, but she is very good.
That's amazing.
So I had music at home.
Yeah.
From the first time.
I love it.
Since I have memory, since I remember.
Yeah. So just to kind of get an idea of, from you being from Argentina, what was your understanding of jazz music growing up? Like, was it the Herbie Hancock, the Coltrane, or was it more of your regional jazz that you heard more?
It was, for me, it was a little bit of everything. I had a great teacher, a marvelous guitar player that I love, and I still talk to him. He's still there.
Yeah.
And he taught me the classics. Maybe one day we play Duke Ellington, or another day we play Miles Davis, but from the 60s or the 70s. It was the whole thing.
Yeah, and Miles, and really, and trying to learn the catalog of Miles Davis from the 50s to the 80s is really a mind trip, because it gets some real weird, eccentric stuff. I love Miles Davis. That was one of my very first artists I learned.
Yes, it's a fabulous artist.
Oh yeah.
But also, I listened to a lot of rock and roll.
Yeah.
The first records I heard was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones because my mother loved them. I had the original record.
Yeah.
I put them.
The Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Miguel, when did you learn about? How old are you when you learned about Elvis?
¿Cuándo supiste la primera vez de Elvis Presley?
Pues es difícil. Es difícil.
Because I'm trying to think of the biggest icon to come from America, because y'all had there's the Beatles, from the UK. Y'all had, what Spain has Julio and Enrique Iglesias. Oh, hey, so no, there's that Eurovision movie with Will Ferrell on Netflix, and I just thought about Eurovision because of y'all.
That's what we gotta do.
Yeah,
you learn about
Eurovision. We're gonna make a pop song for
I
Eurovision.
remember
Shit. So Charlie, going back to you now, what was the very first American music you remember?
I remember going through some CDs of my parents that they were from the music from the 50s, rock and roll from the 50s, and they played the Platters, and
Like
all that stuff.
Motown. So you were familiar with Motown music?
Yeah, I was familiar with it, but I didn't know that was the Motown music until much later, But
Yeah,
I knew
gotcha.
songs. I love all that.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff.
And then
No, sorry.
Miguel, what about you? Like Motown, like Jackson 5, you know.
¿Cuándo supiste de eso por primera vez? ¿Cuándo te enteraste que existía?
Bueno, pues yo, el descubrimiento fue James Jamerson, el bajista de The Players,
Sí.
aproximadamente como a los 20 años. Y me pareció, vamos, un universo impresionante. Vamos.
He discovered the Motown at his 20s.
Eso no lo oía mucha gente.
Yeah.
O sea, y menos alguien tan joven.
Yeah. That's funny. So just to kind of wrap up, not necessarily wrap up, but just kind of wrap up your American history and its music. What's to go back to you, Pablo? Who is your favorite American artist?
My favorite American artist.
Not other than Oscar Ornelas, of course, but I'm playing.
Okay, but there's no other.
Nice.
Prince.
Prince?
Sure.
Oh yeah, I love Prince. He's a big inspiration on a lot
Prince
of people.
or Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, those two.
They are related.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, amazing artists. Y Miguel, tu ¿cómo dice? Favorite.
Mira, voy a decirte uno que conocí, ¿me entiendes? O lo traducí. Pat Metheny.
Bob Dylan?
No, Pat Metheny.
Pat Metheny, the
guitar player, Pat Metheny.
Oh, really nice. Oh yeah.
I love it.
Charlie, who's your favorite American artist?
I don't know.
Yeah. But see, the thing about you, Charlie, is you're a metal. You also play metal drums. You play country drums. You play all the types of drums. So I mean, really, you could have a very wide.
I have so many things that I love.
Who's your favorite drummer? How about that question?
My favorite drummer,
alive or dead, all time.
And there's so many great ones, and each of them has one technique. But if I had to go with one, it's like, okay, this guy is the best. Is Buddy Rich is always the best. That's right. Buddy Rich, the guy.
Yeah, Buddy Rich. Oh yeah. No,
that guy is great. But
I love
don't know.
him.
He doesn't. In metal, there's another drummers that I love. Like Danny Carey from Tool. It's fucking awesome. But also Mark Duplanier. I think his name from Gojira is also great.
They just released a new Tool album, right? Just recently as well.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I couldn't listen it so much, so I just listened once, the whole album and one song. I don't have an opinion right now at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go ahead. We'll move on to our next topic. Well, I want to ask you. We'll go ahead and go over to you, Pablo. Let's just talk about the last 3 months of your life. I just want to know.
Okay.
You don't have to get too heavy with it, too deep with it, but just tell me some things that you've been doing. I know you have a wonderful partner, Raquel.
Yes,
got that right. I won't mess that up. So I know you've been able to spend some time with her. So just give me a rundown of how you've been keeping your sanity.
Well, Raquel helped a lot to keep my sanity. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I've been lucky. I mean, I also teach music, and I like teaching music.
Yes.
And I did it through the Skype, through the internet.
Yeah, that helps.
And I kept working.
Yeah.
So I consider myself very, very lucky in that sense.
Yeah.
Then I had my days, maybe some worse days, but I feel my parents too far away with a very difficult situation in the world.
Yeah.
Cannot travel, cannot see them.
And
see
they
them.
still live in
They can't-
Argentina, right?
Yes, they still live in Argentina. That's right. But they cannot move. They are in the lockdown too. So
Yeah, brother. I'm sorry.
maybe
yeah.
that's been the most hard thing because I'm not there. I cannot help them
Of
or take
course.
care of them.
Yeah.
The thing with being a foreigner.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a good son, Pablo. No, I mean, I know I've really missed my parents. You know, that's the one connection that I call my mother as often as I can. It really is one of those things, you know, because it is, you know, my mother is only 4 hours away, and I still can't go see her and touch her because she's, you know, she has all the health, you know, things that will take out my mother if she got this virus, and I
understand.
it terrifies me. So you know, it's hard, man. I get that, brother. So no, I get the teaching the music helps. Being able to have that, you know, that the outlet is very important.
Yes, and that helped me a lot. And the students, they did. I mean, they are very nice people. They paid me like if I was going to their houses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a very nice way. So that was that helped me a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The response from the people.
Yes. Well, I love that, Pablo. I'm glad you're doing okay, brother. Now I'm really happy to see all of y'all. Really.
We are. We miss you a lot. We want you to be here and play with us.
I'll be back, man. No, I can't wait.
We miss you so much. We are band. You're a leader, man.
Yeah, I miss y'all. No, I'm just stuck over here. They won't even let me leave my country.
Yeah.
No.
Hard times, like your phone.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Miguel, y tú, what have you been up to the past 3-4 months just to help you get through the times?
¿Qué has estado haciendo, pucha, los últimos 3 meses? Que me ha ayudado a pasar
Música, familia.
Dos cosas. La primera, bueno, yo necesito producirme para que...
He did 2 important things.
Yeah.
La primera, yo tengo que tener otro trabajo para vivir.
The first, he's doing another job, different from music to live.
Y he podido trabajar
He
este
kept on
tiempo
working.
desde casa.
He kept on working from home.
Y otra cosa interesante es que, bueno, pues que me echa una novia.
And he's got a new girlfriend.
Órale, güey.
At the beginning of the lockdown, you know?
Perfect. That was perfect timing. Perfect.
Claro, hombre, claro.
It's like he's playing, you know, like he's playing perfect timing.
I'm saying that's perfect.
Oh, that's a good. Órale, güey. I'm happy. I'm happy for you, brother. No, you're a good man. You're a good man. No, that's what's up, Miguel. Happy to hear that, brother. Well, I'm glad. No, you're doing. Miguel is doing better than all of us right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there.
That's what I meant.
Con la nueva novia.
La nueva novia, sí.
Charlie, what have you been up to keep your sanity in a luche? Tell me about everything going on with you, brother. Past few months.
I didn't cook bread or stuff like that, but I had some work these last weeks, you know, some other than music, but it was kind of hard, you know, like not getting out of the house while playing video games sometimes, you know, watching movies with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And going through this, you know, how the best I can, you know, but it's crazy. It's been fucking crazy, you know, and sometimes you are like, okay, I'm going to jump out of the window because
there was a lot of fear at the beginning.
And I remember, it was here, but it wasn't pointless. It was real, true, and I get that. And I remember though hearing about like Spain, like you weren't even allowed to leave your building, right, Charlie?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's correct. And I've spent a lot of time in your apartment, in your place, you know, so I get it. You know, that can become a lot after a while. Yeah, so I'm glad to see you're okay.
Yeah, we survived. Yeah. Okay, our relationship got stronger, you know.
Right.
This kind of lockdown with someone.
With my wife. No.
Yeah. We remember.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Things get better.
Yeah.
Eventually.
I've always had a solid relationship. Me and my wife have always been great. But like this time has been I don't it's been great for Tiffany and I. Really, we've been spending a lot of time together. We've been I feel closer, like we've grown, and it really is a lot. Like, that's the one
Yeah.
thing I'll take from it. I spent a lot of good time. Well, now, yeah. Well, now that Miguel has a girlfriend, so. All right, guys. Let me double check the time real quick because I don't want the Zoom thing to kick us off. Because I ain't paying. I ain't paying for the full version.
No.
Oh yeah, we still should have about at least 5 more minutes.
Okay.
All right, guys. So let's talk about. Let's see. We'll go back to the year 2019. In a little Mini Cooper driving up to Zaragoza. Zaragoza. So I remember, and this is just to let everybody in on the story. We all packed into a Mini Cooper, the 4 of us with gear.
Yeah.
There, no air
Actually,
conditioner.
Anyone, but yeah, the 4 of us with the equipment, remember, and the keyboard.
I won't forget it. I won't forget that.
Yeah.
No, we had to make frequent. Oh yeah, we almost killed Pablo.
Yeah. Pablo had a hard time.
And we played that play. Was it La Boveda?
Sí, La Bóveda.
La Boveda. Sí, no,
that was a great place.
That
It's
was.
like,
Zaragoza was beautiful.
was
It's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah,
beautiful.
no, I really enjoyed that.
They're having a hard time right now. They got a lot of problems with the coronavirus.
Yeah, no,
Right there, I
Yeah.
think, the city.
I
the
could
city
see
of
that.
Zaragoza.
Yeah. No, and I see that. I follow them on social media. They're active. They had music going basically like from their balconies every day, like streaming for the city and stuff. It was real beautiful.
That's nice.
Everybody in that town was cool. I really enjoyed that city.
Yeah.
And then so we drove back in. We played in Busto Viajar.
Bustar Viejo, that's right.
Busto Viejo.
What's the name of the place?
We met the other Texas band.
Yeah, that, we
remember that.
Puente de algo.
Emilio and
Emilio.
Joaquin
yeah,
Carrasco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. And then that time
When you met Emilio and
Alberto. Oh, and then well, man, Alberto's wife Clem, she's dealing with the COVID right now as well. She's
Yeah.
doing
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
South Texas.
Yeah,
Where where Emilio and all them from, like South Texas, they're getting hit bad with that down there. It really is getting so. They're on lockdown like still over there for a while. So
Sorry to hear that. Clement Tiagari got the.
yeah.
the
Yeah, so it's hitting real, and I've lost. There's a couple of musicians in Austin. We just recently lost an amazing bass player to the virus as well. So yeah, and it's sad, because now we have to. I'll go ahead and mention the GoFundMe if you're watching this. Check out my Facebook page because there's a GoFundMe. Because we have to raise funds to bury our friends nowadays because it's just untimely deaths. Because of this bullshit. So, but. I don't want to get too dark with this, guys. I just want to let y'all know I miss y'all very much, and it's it's been real. We're talking about before this. We had a good long chat before we streamed. It's hard, it's real, but I'm just grateful. I've been chatting I think I've chatted with y'all a lot throughout this whole quarantine, just on on WhatsApp. That's been nice to have. So thank y'all very much for helping me get along, through this time too.
That's because we care.
Oh, I know. I love you guys. I mean, really, y'all are good people, and I really cannot wait to come back and hug all of y'all. We're gonna go burn down the rest of Spain, and
that feeling goes to the music too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna have some. We have years.
That's real.
Yeah.
I can't wait, guys.
Cool. We miss playing with you, like.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of more.
Having shows, real shows, with people,
Yeah.
Remember that?
I know, right?
That used to happen.
I've been lucky because I've been playing right now. Last night I played.
Yeah.
They won't leave me alone,
Yeah.
They only want me working all the time. No, I'm glad.
I'm gonna put you
really
to work.
grateful.
Well, no, and just to do some plugs for next year, I'm planning on I'll be back there in June of 2021, looking at least, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see how life is, and we're releasing the EP Oscar Ornelas Vivo in Madrid.
Yeah.
with
Okay,
the amazing Spanish crazy band. So shout out on my Patreon though, real quick. If you go to my Patreon, you can check out all the information. 7-song EP only will be released in Europe, and also I'll have it streaming online next year as well. But these wonderful musicians will be on it. So check out all that stuff, please. That's my only plug. All right, Charlie, Miguel, Pablo, anything else you want to add before I let y'all go for the day?
¿Queremos decir algo más? Well,
Algo más. Stay strong.
Everyone, chill out. Chill.
I love you guys.
Chill, everyone. Chill.
No, yeah.
be cool.